What's going on, guys? My name is Richard Moglen and welcome to another video. So today what I thought I'd do is cover DXCM or Dexcom in depth. So we'll be going through the fundamentals in the Marketsmith software as well as the fundamental ranking sheet that I download from Marketsmith. And then we'll actually head over to the company website, take a look at what services this company offers as well as the products it's putting out, which are definitely very cool. And then finally, we'll round out the video by looking at the technicals. So analyzing its volume and price action, some key areas of support and resistance, as well as potential setups that I would use to trade this stock. So I'm very excited to start this series, and I will be trying to put out another episode highlighting one stock every single week. And if you have any suggestions of stocks you'd like me to cover, just let me know down in the comments below, and I'll definitely try to cover those stocks. But anyways, let's get into the video. And this is sponsored by Marketsmith. This is how I find the top stocks, the top fundamental stocks to focus my trading. And I think it's the best source for fundamentals and technicals all in one convenient area. So getting into it, you can take a look at the quarterly earnings and sales reports from the past few quarters. Last quarter, it was up 105% in terms of earnings. Sales were up 37%. And then you can see the 2 quarters before that, it was also doing fantastic in terms of growth. And taking a look at the annual estimates, they are the revisions are down, but they're still very impressive. So for 2020, up 14%, and then for 2021, up 43%. And taking a look at the ratings, the EPS rating is a 76, which isn't as good as I would like to see it. But if it continues to produce really good quarters like it has been, I'm sure that will go up. And overall, the group RS rating is an A, and this is a key thing that I've been looking at recently because during this kind of crisis, you want to focus on groups that are doing well because the best stocks are in the best groups. So if the group RS is an A, A+, B+, that is just another signal to you that you might want to look for stocks within that group that are doing very well. And overall, the SMR rating is an A. That's good to see. The accumulation distribution rating is only a D, although probably a lot of stocks right now have really low ratings in terms of this. And that overall composite rating is a 98, and that timeliness rating is an A. So overall, that's a good picture in terms of the IBD ratings. And most importantly, that RS rating is a 98, and that RS line is right up there near new highs. And it's also acting very well today when a lot of stocks, a lot of big growth stocks that have been doing very well, Zoom, GSX, are getting dropped down. It's nice to see this holding that 30 and 50-day moving averages. So overall, from the fundamental picture, just on the Marketsmith software, it's doing very well. And I do want to take a look at the funds, and this is exactly the trend that you want to see. So it's been increasing steadily every single quarter, and it's got a nice sweet spot. Over 1,000 funds own shares of this stock, and there's still room to grow with that because only 67% of the shares, the outstanding shares, are held by funds. So there's room to grow there even further. And once again, I really like this trend, seeing more and more funds each and every quarter take up positions in this stock. And taking a look at the industry and sector, you can see that overall the medical systems is doing pretty well today, which is another reason why I think the stock is doing well overall because of the current situation that we're in. This group might be the next leader in the bull market with a lot of money coming in and investing into new research, new tools, and new products, just like what Dexcom creates. And within Marketsmith, you can also go down here to this checklist tab and see if the stock meets their criteria of a bunch of different checklists. So these are all scans that either are built into Marketsmith, or you can see down here, I've got a couple that I've created. So overall, let's see if it checks the up on volume. You can see that it overall meets most of the criteria, but it misses on that volume percent change versus the 50-day average. And going back to the William O'Neill scan, you can see it meets all of them except 2. Which is pretty good given the current environment. So that's another really handy feature of Marketsmith. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of the fundamental data in my fundamental ranking sheet. So now you can see that the estimates for the current quarter are up 400%, which is significant. The sales has been very good the past few quarters. The overall industry group is in the top 40, which is what I like to see. That's a good sweet spot to be in. And it's got that RS line into new highs, just as I mentioned previously. And taking a look at the RS 3-month and RS 6 months, you can see that once again, it's that in that top percentile of stocks that are acting very, very well. The after-tax margins are also very, very good, 23% last quarter and 19.1% the quarter before that. And that EPS due date isn't due until the beginning of May. So you do have some time if we get that fall through day where you could build up a position in this stock and hopefully give or reach enough of a cushion that you could hold at least some of those shares through earnings. And overall, that 1.3 up-down volume is pretty good given the current situation. And anything over 1 in this area signifies accumulation by long-term investors. Now taking a look at Dexcom's website, we can actually learn a little bit more about the company and the products that they offer. So as we talked about, they are a medical product company, and they develop continuous glucose monitoring devices to help treat diabetes. And this is an issue that many Americans face on a day-to-day basis. 34 million Americans have diabetes, about 1 in 10, and approximately 90 to 95% have type 2 diabetes. So there's a wide consumer base for this product, and they basically developed a new and revolutionary version of a product that makes treatment and monitoring of those glucose levels more seamless than ever. So if you actually search glucose monitoring devices, you can actually see a little bit more about what continuous glucose monitoring is. And if you check this question right here, can you check blood sugar without pricking your finger? They actually mentioned the Dexcom G6 product. So clearly it's a very popular product and has shown that's very effective and easier to use than the prior kind of bulkier models that you can see up here. So let's take a look a little bit more into this product and what it is. So right here, it's this is the sensor that basically attaches to your body. It's waterproof, it's small, it's easy to use, and it seems like it's very seamless to output the data either to monitors like a watch or their built-in device, or straight to your smartphone. So it seems very seamless, easy to use, and as I said, it's got a very small form factor, which is definitely important if you're going to be wearing it on a day-to-day basis. And looking further at the website, you can see the sensor itself lasts a long time. There's no calibration required. So once again, it's easy for people to pick up and use. You can see that you get a 20-minute advance warning of a potential hypoglycemic event, which is so important for people living with diabetes. And overall, it seems user-friendly and very comprehensive with all its features. And once I've seen that a company has created a product like this that is revolutionary, easy to use, and is kind of the accepted standard, that fulfills kind of the N in Can Slim, or the new or improved product. And since that's translated to excellent earnings and sales growth, at this point, I'm ready to go into TC2000, put it on my watch list, and find a potential entry to buy shares of the stock. So taking a look at Dexcom's chart, there are a couple things that I really like to see. First of all, it's still above that 30 and 50-day moving average, which a lot of good growth stocks with good fundamentals are still below at this time. So that basically tells you that Dexcom is just a little bit stronger than those stocks. Also, it rebounded very nicely off this 200-day moving average on a couple days of above average volume. I don't like seeing that the down bars were on larger volume, but there were some very big up bars on the earnings dates, showing that more and more institutions were piling up into this stock. And as we saw in Marketsmith, more and more funds are investing in this company. And so that's likely to just support the price action and potentially lead it to going higher once the overall market turns around. And as for an entry in the stock, there are a couple different areas of resistance that I would like to see it overcome. And I've outlined two of them right here, but the most recent one is this prior high. So I would like to see it build out this handle more and become a little bit oversold and then start moving up, potentially have a green dot or blue dot entry. And that's when I would take up a small position at first and then build it up as the stock continues to move upward. And some people were asking what these bars down here represent. Basically, they are just a representation of the green and blue dot indicators down here, just to make it easier to see. So that is that. So yeah, that's the kind of setup that I would like to see for the stock. A move through these areas of resistance on above average volume, that would be ideal. And this is definitely top of my list once the overall market turns around. But that's pretty much it for the video. If you have any suggestions on stocks you'd like me to review, just let me know in the comment section below. I'd be happy to cover those. And other than that, thanks so much for watching. Make sure you leave a like down below and subscribe if you are not already. And I'll see you guys in future videos.